Welcome back to the Trailkings podcast. Today is a new episode, and we're talking about the Trans-American Trail. Stick around to the end. We're going to give you our thoughts on if it's something that we want to try to tackle this year coming up. As always, please show your support by hitting the subscribe button and clicking the bell icon to turn on notifications. All right, the Trans-American Trail. Have you heard of it?
Yes.
Have you drove it?
No.
There you go.
Not yet.
So the Trans-American Trail, pull up the guy that created it.
That's what I was trying to do, but this is not the same.
It is literally made by a guy, and it goes from the East Coast to the West Coast and has started to loop back around. And I think right now it's currently stopped like in the Michigan area. But apparently it's supposed to be, made up of, dirt roads, very little pavement, and then actual trails across land that you can go without trespassing. State land, open land, that type of terrain. We will flash up, a picture of what it looks like, where you can have an idea what we're seeing. If you're listening to this on a podcast, sorry, can't flash up a picture up on your screen, but
it's beautiful though.
Yeah. So is that South Carolina it starts in?
Oh, let's see here.
What's that?
No, I thought it's North Carolina that it starts in.
So on the East Coast, it's North Carolina, and on the West Coast, it's Oregon, correct?
Yep.
So, and then you go through, different states. And if you can visualize this, if you're listening on a podcast, it's somewhat a circle in the middle of the United States, almost like a rectangle style circle. So it's been around for a while, and there's been people that have driven from East Coast to West Coast on side by side. So if we decide to do it, it is not something that the first ever, right? There's been a ton of other people to accomplish it. I think for me, someone has driven from the East to West Coast, and it took them, when they're hauling, they're doing 200 miles a day for 29 days straight, and they got it done in 29 days. So that just tells you, they're hauling butt. 200 miles a day, bro. Damn.
I know. That's moving.
That's
that's very little time to break down, to fix something or whatever.
Yeah. And you got to think about it. 200 miles a day, every 3 days, if you're going to change the oil to,
you're technically
the
over.
book specs, every 3 days you're doing an oil change.
Yeah.
Damn. So that means 10 oil changes. Holy smokes. You're going to have $1,000 just in oil changes.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not going to be no cheap trip.
No.
That's per machine. Oh, dang. Holy smokes. So I think what would make it cool is you don't do it in 29 days. I wouldn't want to do it in 20 days. Where's it stop at? Where's the loop stop at?
So the north loop where it's coming back to the east stops, it looks like right at just over the Wisconsin border.
Okay.
So on the west side of Wisconsin.
So I was wrong. It wasn't Michigan. It's Wisconsin. So, I think it's one of those things where if I did it, I would want to drive up from Texas, jump in it wherever the Oklahoma mark is, and I would have to figure out how to close the loop. That's the only way it works for me. I don't see
you can't right now.
Trailering my stuff to North Carolina to then just jump on it there. Now I might go coast to coast, to put your feet in the sand. But I think for me, we got to close this loop, man. I don't see why you'd only want to do, the bottom half of the circle and then coast to coast. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, looking at the map, they're only that far away.
Yeah.
So a little bit, and we could do it. But I'm with you. Like what you're talking about, if you start in Oklahoma and you go up, the only way you'd have to go that way and then come back and go to the East Coast, or vice versa. You know what I mean? Like for
They
what
say
you're
it's
looking at.
one way too, though. So I wonder.
So the east side of it is one way. They got little arrows on here.
And I'm wondering if that's because of the terrain. Like, is there some terrain that bad to where you can't go the other way?
Back up it. Yeah.
That would be
I don't know.
interesting.
I don't know. It's something that I think would be awesome to do. As much as we love to ride on side by sides, to be able to start in one, I think it'd be cool to start on one coast and go to the other coast. I know you have different feelings about that, but that would be like from the start on the beach and to the end on the beach would be awesome.
But how will we film that? Is that a every day you have an episode? Oh, every day, so they get to live the experience of what it took.
Who's they? No, I'm just kidding.
The tens of hundreds of people that are watching.
So I think you film it the same way, but you're saying like how at what rate do you release stuff going out? Is that what you mean? Like,
well, is it like, I know we've had some videos that are like one day turns into 2 videos, right?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, do you do it where you have a video a day?
I see.
Meaning you wake up in the morning, you film all those transitions.
Yeah.
You get on the trail, you film that. You close up shop that day, you film that, and then boom, you push that video out. That's its video. And then you wake up the next day, and it'd be like the Truman Show, bro. Wasn't that show?
I think so.
That reality
the
deal?
Life, yeah, every
Holy
day in the life.
smokes.
Yeah, I guess that's how you could do it, but man, it's just a lot. It's a lot of work.
That's commitment, man.
You're
gonna have something break.
Well, there's several things too. Some of these areas you're not gonna have service. You can't release stuff. You have to have all that to make that work. So I don't know if that's possible. Or maybe it's more of a you release, at every day you release a little clip of what's happened throughout the day, and then you release the series. So
I don't know. Let us know your thoughts. Comment below. Have you ever heard of the Trans-American Trail? Do we do every episode's a week, or do we do every day is an episode, and you can really feel the struggle? I'm leaning towards the struggle, right? Like, because I'm
not saying I'm against each day being its own video or own episode. I'm just saying that in terms of releasing it, I don't know that's gonna be feasible.
Well, no, I think you'd have to.
It's tough to spread it all out when you can do it. Like when you have service and all that.
I think we'd have to be like 2 weeks behind.
Yeah.
You start the trip 2 weeks behind,
And
then you start dropping once a day.
yeah.
Gotta stay in front of the law enforcement, man. You can't be telegraphing your moves.
This is supposed to be legal, right?
Exactly.
Like I should clarify that now. Like I don't want to go to jail to do this.
No,
I just
no.
want to, ride the trail.
Too pretty to go to jail.
But I
To
think
my knowledge, I don't see that it be illegal. I don't think so.
Well, it's something that we've talked about. It's not we just hear about it. It's something we've talked about for a while.
Man, we've been talking about this since 2019.
Yeah.
When we got rowdy, I wanted to do that in 2021. 2020 hit, work changed dramatically.
You got these pesky jobs and
Yeah.
And that's the other thing too is getting the time to do it.
You got to save up the time off because you're taking 2 months off.
Yeah.
2 months off without income.
I don't know what that would be like. I know what without income. I've
And
had that
that's
before.
still work. That's not even like relaxing.
No,
Like,
it's not a vacation.
No, that's work. You are, then you have to decide, do you camp out some places?
There's no way that you can end every day at a
hotel.
or something.
Yeah.
There's just, I say that, but there's parts of this country where you go days, a long day without seeing stuff like that.
So you'd have to be prepared to sleep on the ground or sleep on
outside, yeah.
outside. So it's like survival too, on top of,
That part doesn't bother me. That would be cool to me.
yeah.
Especially knowing you got a machine, you know that maybe the next day you're in a town or you're in a whatever. Like that part wouldn't bother me. It's just the obviously we both have families. It's the time away from the families,
Yeah.
time away from work. Those are the two things. Because if I had plenty of time
Yeah.
and the money away from work, be like, well, we can
Jump
leave
on
tomorrow.
tomorrow,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, maybe not tomorrow. It's very cold outside.
But that's the other thing, because you're going through Colorado, so now you have to time it to when the snow is melted
Yeah.
to be even able to pass. I mean, this thing goes through.
You go through Colorado, you go through Utah, you go, I guess if you come through that way,
Idaho.
Wyoming, Idaho, Oregon, South Dakota,
Wow, that'd be
Minnesota.
badass.
Minnesota. But yeah, it would be, so, but then like, this is my thing, like when you get to, so we're looking at the map, forgot you guys were here. When you get to the end, just over the Wisconsin border, it just stops. So,
Yeah.
and these arrows, I don't know if that's the recommended way or if that's where you have to go. So then you're in Wisconsin, you have nowhere to go.
Well, I know there's an integrated trail system in Michigan.
Okay.
So I think what you got to do is figure out how to get from Wisconsin to there, up there,
And
and
then,
then through Ohio to where the trail picks back up. So you'd be running blind through Wisconsin, Michigan, and Ohio. Or you can go through Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio.
it'd be, I think you're better off going through Michigan.
Yeah, I think so too. But then you're back to, you have to figure out when it's not snowing.
We just need to go in the summer months, and it's the
Yeah.
only chance you have, really. Yeah, I'm all for it. It's just those, money and time.
Yeah, yeah. So we're going to set up a GoFundMe account.
Yeah, that "In the Arms of an Angel" song.
Yeah,
playing in the
exactly,
background, like,
exactly.
you could support us.
If you want to
living our
sponsor
dream
one
of-
redneck a day, all you got to do is
No, it'd
contribute. I mean, I guess to me, it's a bucket list deal.
For
I think
sure. Yeah.
is it doable? I would do it in our machines. I wouldn't buy brand new ones.
Mm-mm.
I don't think any manufacturer would sponsor something like this. I think they'd be too scared to.
Yeah.
You know
Probably.
what I'm saying?
I mean, there's a lot that can happen here.
Yeah. Well, I just think, you're about to really show what a machine can handle, and I don't think any manufacturer has the cojones to do that. I think
Yeah.
that's what it boils down to, because they know, like, you're about to put some miles on their stuff in a short amount of time. And I think that's what they get away with so many times. All right. We got a cut right here. Hang on one second. I got to take this call. All right. So I don't think a manufacturer would sponsor this because of, you're about to put a lot of miles on it. I think that's where they get away with some of their stuff, right, on this quality control stuff, is that when you buy a machine, you don't go right out the gate and put 5,000 miles on it, right? Most people, they probably buy it, they drive one weekend, then it sits up.
Yeah.
In 6 months, they might drive, 3 or 4 times?
Yeah. Most people is going to be that way. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then you're out of a 6-month warranty, and most things fall on you.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
I think if a manufacturer has some real cojones, they give 2 rednecks 2 brand new machines. Let's see what they can handle. You know what I'm saying?
Two
Like
regular people. Like, yeah. See if you can make it across the United States.
the United States.
Yeah.
How badass is your machine, Mr. Manufacturer?
Right.
But I'm not. It would. I guess I'm hesitant on any of those types of deals because then they want control over the process, right? Like,
yeah.
to me, we'll buy our own damn shit and we're going to shoot people straight.
Right.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
If there's a manufacturer that was okay with those parameters, like, all right, yeah, let's talk. But, most manufacturers that called me to look at products, they want to try to control some part of the process. And I'm never going to bash a product. And I tell them that. Either we're going to do it and it's going to be positive and why we like it, or we're not going to do it. But giving over any type of control, we're not down for that. Because I'm not going to mislead you, Mr. Manufacturer, right? Like, I'm not into that either.
And that's like pointing out things that we wish were better on machines or on products, something like that, is not bashing it, right?
Nope,
Like
not
we
at
said that
all.
before we talked about the side-by-sides.
Correct.
And QC issues. Well, that's just, we clearly go by them.
Correct.
So it's never stopped us from doing it. We're saying we wish it would be better. So that's different than bashing it. And that's, I mean, to me, that's constructive feedback if I'm a manufacturer.
It is. I mean, it's the only way you're going to get better equipment over the years. And they've came a long ways from my first machine that was a Rzr 800. Like, they've came a long ways. And so, but yeah, Trans-America Trail, will we ever do it? I think so. I think one day. Like, I think so.
Not for lack of desire if we didn't make it, but I
No.
think I think we can.
Can it do it in the next 5 years? If this channel got big enough and could afford us to take off from our regular jobs,
Oh, well,
I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. That would be, of course, say that's something you can't even picture, but I can't picture it being almost, with 500,000 views and
Yeah,
that kind of
yeah,
stuff. There's a lot of things
it's-
I can't picture that have happened already. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so there's our answer. If you don't know what the Trans-American Trail is, go check it out. Go look it up. Did you ever find the name of the guy that designed it?
no, I thought it was on here.
Sam.
Is it Sam?
Yep. His name's Sam. He's
all that's on
the
here.
single guy that is credited to creating the Trans-American Trail. So definitely go check out his website. He has maps to it. I think he does it all on four-wheeler or motorcycle. But it's pretty interesting that a guy's dedicated to the hobby, and
Yeah,
we
that's awesome.
salute you, Sam,
Yeah,
for doing
sure.
that, because that's a hell of a deal. 'Cause he would be the first one that accomplished the Trans-American Trail,
Yeah, to put it together.
and he continues to rewrite it too to make sure the places that he says are open are still open. So, I mean, that commitment's there, and I don't think he makes any money. Well, he sells his maps, but he's not making a killing off of that, I assume. So, if you need adventure in your life, that's one hell of a trip.
or if you want us to have adventure in our lives,
Yep.
Yep.
Go
donate
to
money or
our
Yeah.
donate section on the website, and we will create the Trans-America Fund
man.
and put all money towards that
America Fund. That's awesome.
fund. Yep. FUND. So yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully one day we'll get the opportunity to do that. Again, we appreciate you watching another episode of the Trailkings podcast. And until next time, stay safe on the trail.